Full count to Corbin. Fought, no deals. And foul back. See some Southern Miss fans hanging around, just catching another game. Southern Miss took down Army earlier today, 2-0. Tanner Hall was terrific, 8 shutout innings. As that one bounces up into McManus, another walk.
Yeah, the Southern Miss fans here are rooting for pitchers being used up.
Right, exactly.
That's their priority of fans tonight. Use up as many pitchers on both sides as possible. Because they use one guy for 8 innings and one guy for, what, a handful of pitches in the ninth.
Good group of Kennsaw State fans that make the trip, too.
Yeah, yeah.
One.
And just think about how this inning kind of blew open, Sam, with Hassan on second base and Cooper paying attention to him, losing his focus, and that exploded into this.
On 1 to Cash as he deposits that one into the seats. Fontenot trying to get LSU out of this inning. Kennsaw State has put up yet another 4 spot here in the top of the 5th. They have taken the 11-4 lead. Popped up down the right field line. And nobody could get there. Oh! But Trey Morgan can. It looked like Jobert had lost it in the lights. And Morgan being helped to his feet. What a snag. All right, so hustle play by Morgan there, but when we come back, we will talk to that man right there. Head coach for Kennsaw State, Ryan Coe. His guys up 11-4 as we head to the bottom of the 5th.
Ja Morant, what can't you do?
Wow.
Who knew that Hulu Plus Live TV came with over 75 live channels?
How much is Hulu paying them for this?
Hulu has live TV.
Okay, this is a freezer, not a time capsule. Sometimes the house itself can tell you how a young homeowner is turning into their parents.
Not those two.
Yep, they're gone.
Forever?
Yep.
That there is Progressive's Home Quote Explorer website, where I compared home insurance rates.
We don't need to print the internet. Some are beyond help. I will give you $100 if you can tell me what this is.
Scotch egg.
It's a meatball.
Progressive can't help you from becoming your parents, but we can help you compare rates on home insurance with Home Quote Explorer.
We've got a lot of work to do.
And it's lights out and away we go. So that's a big crash. Get in there.
Welcome back. Bottom of the 5th inning we go. Beautiful sunset here in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Kennesaw State with the 11-4 lead, and we are now joined by the head coach of the Owls, Ryan Coe. Coach, thanks for taking the time, and tell us how you put up those 11 runs here. I've been really impressed with just how you guys work it at the plate to all parts of the field. All right, so we're having some technical difficulties there with the headset of Coach Ryan Coe. So we thank him, but we'll try to maybe see if we can figure out the audio there. But nonetheless, it has been an impressive start, and that's an impressive catch made over there by Cash Young in foul territory for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 5th.
Well, Myers doing his thing.
It sure is.
Stopped the big inning in the bottom of the 2nd when he came in, got the big out. Gave up the home run to this guy, but other than that, he's doing his job.
2 2/3. 2 earned runs on that 2-run shot from Joe Bear. A couple of strikeouts, a couple of walks, but he has kept LSU at bay outside of the home run. Joe Bear down to foul that one off.
And see, right now, his job is to throw strikes, because Joe Bear is not going to hit an 8-run home run here. Let your defense work and pitch to contact.
Same pitch, Joe Bear out to right field, going back, now coming in is Edson. He makes the catch.
Yeah, that's why
2
they're
up,
out
2
there.
down.
And the great thing about Myers is he can give you length because he's a starter. So, in essence, he could almost close this thing out if he gets a run. And remember, on regionals, you've got to save as much pitching as you can fairly early on in a regional. So, they went all in on him. Because there was some talk the other day about Myers possibly starting this game.
Right. Yeah, you go back to the 2nd inning, bases loaded, 2 outs, and they call on him to come in and get that final strikeout of the 2nd, and it just seemed like the momentum changed a bit.
Right, I put a check next to when that happened, because I said that was a big momentum switch in this ball game, because it could have gone 100 ways wrong if he came in and gave up a double or something. That inning could still be going, but he got the out, strikeout, got his team excited, and here we are.
Called strike 2 to Collier Cranford.
Yeah, and that's what seniors will do. You got a guy like Myers, he comes in, and then you got your guy Tyler Simon doing what he's doing offensively, your big leader, senior guy.
Jammed him there. Cranford fouls it back. Yep. Myers was signed pretty late out of the transfer portal in late July as the new staff kind of got in place. And boy, has he been a really good pickup for Coach Coe and company. Two down, ball 3.
Wow, it's a tough pitch to take. And we talk about these tall pitchers with the downward plane. They're hard to elevate on. Everything is boring in down on you, and it's tough to lift.
Payoff, swing and a miss. Myers is fired up. So is the entire Kennsaw State dugout. His 4th strikeout of the game in a 1-2-3 inning here in the 5th. Kennsaw State still with that 11-4 lead.
You know that show I was telling you about? Yeah, I was so close to the stage when I saw her, and
she pulled me in. Wasn't expecting that. It was
literally the greatest thing I've ever seen. It was such a scene, but I looked pretty hot.
So hot, I mean, the look on his face.
Face it. You really missed out on the best
time of our lives. You really have to be there. When you're with Amex, you always have a story to tell. It's never a question of if it's going to happen, it's when.
What's it like having Xfinity Internet?
It's beyond gig speed fast. So gaming with your niece has never felt more intense. Hey, what does this button do?
No, don't!
We're talking supersonic Wi-Fi, 3 times the bandwidth, and the power to connect hundreds of devices at once.
That's powerful. Couldn't have said it better myself. You just did. Unbeatable internet from Xfinity.
Made to do anything so you can do anything. Whoa.
Pop cut food.
is. Yeah, that's it. You do you, I do me, that's lit. I'm a snack, 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 snack. That's my flavor.
Chips Ahoy, here for happy. You had the crazy idea that you could have your cake and drink it too. Dunkin' Cake Batter's Signature Latte. Mission accomplished, everyone. America runs on Dunkin'.
Welcome back to the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. Lights are on overhead here at Pete Taylor Park in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. And it has been back and forth up until the 4th and 5th innings when Kennsaw State put up their second 4 spot of the game in the top of the 5th. 7-run lead. Devin Fontenot continues for LSU here.
And if you're Kennsaw right here, you can't get complacent either. LSU's got 4 more at-bats, and obviously they have the offense to get 11 runs in 4 at-bats.
Cash Young is 1 for 3 today, singled in his first at-bat and drove in first run of the game. Grounds one towards short. Thompson up with it, strong throw and a good stretch from Morgan.
I was telling about Thompson. This kid's got one heck of an arm. Gets to the ball and just rockets it over to first base.
I think it helps when you have a first baseman like Trey Morgan, SEC all-defensive team for the 2nd straight year. I know that LSU's defense has struggled. To be honest, it could have been worse if you don't have Trey Morgan over there.
Yeah, I wonder, stat-wise, they come up with something, how many times he has saved errors and picked throws. I've seen him probably do that a bunch of times in his career.
On to Hansen, a big cut through a fastball from Fontenot. You're right, though, Nick. I mean, they go up there ready to put a hurt on the baseball.
Yeah, they're tough outs. And I called them resilient because this is a team that they went to their conference tournament, lost the first 2 games, ended up winning. Yeah. And it was a pot system where you can actually survive that when you lose 2 games. I was talking to their sports information director, and he said it was one of those deals where the 2nd game of the pod really didn't matter. It was that 3rd game you had to win, which they did, and then that took them into the next round, and that's when they won it.
Two from Fontenot, fastball painted at the knees for strike 3. His first strikeout. Hey, ESPN is the home for the NCAA College Baseball Regionals for around-the-clock multi-game coverage, scores, and highlights. Scan the QR code below. ESPN Plus subscribers can access expanded coverage with Squeeze Play. Nick, how are you with QR codes?
Oh, I'm right there.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I got on that one early. I understood that one pretty good.
Okay.
Of course, during the pandemic, so you can read a menu.
Right, that's a good point. Well, bat goes flying out of the hands of Edson. Look out. Well, it's humid down there.
That's a good bat throw.
Look at the dugout.
Look out.
Good thing nobody got hurt, because that thing was on a line drive over there. Not really expecting that. A ricochet.
Good backspin on it. Edson's the guy. Remember, 2 quick outs last inning, and then Edson gets the base hit, and the floodgates open. Cash Young flied out. Hansen struck out. He had a line drive up the middle, and he had double walk. Single, double. I mean, just everything just exploded from there.
High chopper back to the mound. Fontenot underhand toss to first, and that is the first 1-2-3 inning for LSU since the second. We will try with head coach Ryan Coe once again. Got the audio working, so we'll be right back. Kennsaw State with that 11-4 lead still.
What's it like having Xfinity Internet?
It's beyond gig speed fast. So gaming with your niece has never felt more intense. Hey, what does this button do?
No, don't!
We're talking supersonic Wi-Fi, 3 times the bandwidth, and the power to connect hundreds of devices at once.
That's powerful. Couldn't have said it better myself. You just did. Unbeatable internet from Xfinity.
Made to do anything so you can do anything. Whoa.
A small red circle. Or is it big? Is it the sun? Or an electron moving at 1,000+ miles per second? One thing we do know. This mystery circle holds ancient powers of subatomic superfood benefits that humanity has only begun to fathom. And you will find all of these powers hiding in plain sight in the cranberry.
You had the crazy idea that you could have your cake and drink it too. Dunkin' Cake Batter's Signature Latte. Mission accomplished, everyone. America runs on Dunkin'.
All right, welcome back. Pete Taylor Park, scene of the Hattiesburg Regional. The number 11 national seed Southern Miss played earlier today. They won 2-0 over Army, so they will await the winner of this game. That'll be at 7 Eastern tomorrow. The loser of this game, Nick, has a really quick turnaround, because you got to go and play at 1 Eastern time, noon Central. And I don't know, you figure this game ends around the 11 o'clock East Coast time, maybe. Line drive out off the bat of Cruz. So, I mean, you got to get rest and hydration pretty quickly, because you're facing elimination tomorrow.
Yeah, but in this, and I agree with you, except in this case, because LSU just got done playing in the SEC tournament where they were on call 24/7, so they're kind of used to that. And trust me, Army will be ready to go.
That's right.
That club, they could have finished at 3 in the morning. They'd be ready for a 7 a.m. game. It's just in their DNA.
We got a glimpse of Kevin DeBrule's schedule.
Oh my
and
goodness.
It was pretty amazing. Waking up at 5 and lights out at 11:30, and not an inch of time, not a millisecond of time that is unaccounted for.
Yeah, and we'll get a little more into that tomorrow during their game about what it's like on a weekly basis, and how Coach Foster said he had to adjust his coaching style because of that. But he loves every minute of being there.
Check swing. They were ready to go around the horn there. And Berry held up. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I'm very impressed by that Army team today, by the way. Very impressed.
Yeah, maybe anybody else in the country on the mound outside of Tanner Hall and maybe a couple of arms for Tennessee. You're probably getting a couple more base runners in.
Yeah, that changeup that Tanner Hall had would have gotten big leaguers out today.
Berry is 0 for 3 today. Chases one down, strike 3, make it 5 Ks for Jack Myers.
Yeah, this is Berry swinging from the left side. That's the one where he was having trouble coming back and had to swing all right side, right on right, back in the last series against Vanderbilt. And he said he hadn't done that since Little League.
So here's Josh Pearson. LSU has not had a base runner since Pearson reached in the 4th inning to lead off. And he skies one high, shallow left center. Charging in is Colina, makes the catch, and another 1-2-3 inning. Bats have fallen quiet for LSU, and Kennsaw stayed in command, 11-4.
It's a good thing you bundled your home, auto, and RV insurance with Progressive. You save money, and you get round-the-clock protection.
So don't worry, it's all under control. That's cool, we'll finish up here. Bye. Why you go to the restroom before the movie starts.
Get epic protection for your Dominion with Progressive.
I be like, sunset on the beach. Make me wanna pull up on Miami with the heat. I don't know about you.
The first ever Corolla Cross. Toyota, let's go places.
Are the stars out tonight?
Alexa, play our favorite song again.
Okay.
Welcome back. Top of the 7th inning we go. Nick Belmonte, Sam Ravitch on hand with you here. Hattiesburg Regional, Kennesaw State, the 3 seed with an 11-4 lead over the 2 seed LSU. It'll be 8-9-1 up for the Owls, looking for more here. Sharp ground ball, and there is that SEC all-defensive team selection back-to-back years. Well, Trey Morgan's done all he can, but there's only so much you can do against a team like Kennesaw State, especially today when they are working it all over the field right now.
Aggressive from the start, driving the ball, short, compact swings. That's Mr. Simon going down the line, the leader of that ball club.
Yeah, 3-2 RBI hits in this game for the Owls.
And as big as the story being the Kennesaw State offense being as good as they have, Jack Myers, to me, is equally as big a story.
Yeah, I'm with you there. The only runs he has given up was that 2-run home run to Joe Bear. Outside of that, 5 Ks through 4 1/3. He has been terrific coming into spell Josh Bezdacek, who started, couldn't get through 2 innings. I mean, the game was turning south for Kennsaw State, Nick.
Oh, the momentum had switched, and here comes LSU, and here come the LSU bats, and they're going to run away and hide now, and all of a sudden here comes Jack Myers saying, I don't think so.
Right. This guy's played quite a bit of a big role, too. Talk about 3 hits in the game, has been on base all 4 at bats.
Yeah, 5th at bat in just the 7th inning. That tells you everything you need to know.
Big cut there.
Hey, Fontenot's look good. He's doing his job. And that's just to keep this thing where it is. But LSU has to figure out Jack Myers.
Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Josh Hatcher. Fontenot trying to go back-to-back 1-2-3s, and he does. How about Devin Fontenot? Terrific stuff, but the bat's got to get going for the Tigers.
Idaho. Idaho. On Idaho.
Let's create a green print.
Mr. Clark, your daughter is a very good kisser.
When you crave the uncomfortable, try new Spicy Pringles Scorchin'.
Come on. They know I got it. I think they know about it. Look up, no other way around it. Check out the way we rock it. I got it, you got it, we got it. Come on, yeah, they know I got it. Yeah, I think they know about it. Look up, no other way around it. Check out the way we rock it. I got it.
The first ever Corolla Cross. Toyota, let's go places.
Come in for workout gear. Leave feeling empowered. Come in for snack time. Leave more fulfilled. Because when you shop at Target, you leave with what you value most, like healthy foods for your family and brands that lift our communities. At Target, the things that matter are always within reach. What we value most shouldn't cost more.
Welcome back to the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. Let's see if the 7th inning stretch helped out the Tiger bats at all as Jordan Thompson steps in. Have really struggled the last couple of innings. Haven't had a base runner since the 4th. And really, like you were saying, Nick, got to give a ton of credit to Jack Myers and the job that he has done.
You know, you need base runners right here, and you're not going to hit an 8-run home run. You may want to look at that third baseman who's practically playing in left field and just drop a bunt down. You could walk to first.
Thompson's 1 for 3 today. Holds up there.
I mean, you could almost square around as if to sacrifice and drop it down to third base, and there's nothing the third base is going to be able to do because LSU needs base runners. He's so deep right there, there's no way he's going to pick up a bunt. I think you got to take a strike here. You're down 7. Again, you can't hit an 8-run home run on a 3-1 pitch.
Does take. And a called strike. Swing and a miss. Myers is in a groove now. 6 Ks on the evening.
Ryan Coe saying down 3-1, just throw strikes. We have the big lead. The two-seamer with some run catches it corner. And this one just eats him up. A tall drink of water. Been pretty impressive.
Yeah, he sure has. Retired the last 10 batters that he has faced. 6 strikeouts, like we said, 4 2/3. Can't forget what he did coming in the second inning with the bases loaded. And LSU on the brink of a big inning. Got a huge strikeout to get Kennsaw State out of the inning.
Yeah, struck out Jordan Thompson. To me, that was his biggest out of the game.
Well, Nick, I think if there's any part of the season that has described LSU as a team, you go to the second to last weekend in SEC play against Ole Miss. They get swept at home. And then they go on the road to Vandy. And they sweep them in 3 games. And in the last game, they put up 21 runs.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of telling how the season has been. One weekend could look completely different than the next weekend. Just the consistency for Jay Johnson's crew hasn't exactly been there this year.
Well, it all starts with the starting pitching, too.
Right.
And that has been the concern.
Oregon down to a knee to get this one, and this is going to drop in fair territory. One hop off the wall. Oregon will hold up at first. Took a long turn there, and he will kind of limp back to the bag. Seems like he's struggling a little bit with that knee brace.
Yeah, and what the score dictates that if you're not sure, you stay right there at first. He hit it so hard, it got it to the wall pretty quick. He's fun to watch as a player. Goes down and gets it, as you said. So athletic. It's actually a smart play. The last thing he would do is get thrown out down 7.
The first hit of the day for him, and there you go. Doty takes one off the elbow, and LSU got some base runners here with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th.
The 118th Tiger hitter to be hit with a pitch this year. Incredible numbers. And believe me, there's nothing out of the ordinary they're doing to try to get hit. The ball just finds them. Don't rub it. Right what they teach you, don't rub it.
Nobody up in the bullpen.
Yeah, like I said early on, they're all in on this because it's Jack Myers. It's your game. He's a starting pitcher coming in relief in the 2nd inning. They're probably saying, you know, right now he still looks good. Now, another guy gets on base, you're going to start seeing a little bit of stirring out there.
You got Morgan on second, Doty on first, and the catcher McManus coming up. He was 0 for 2 today, reached on a walk and scored a run back in the 2nd. And he takes one low and in.
I'm sure pitching coach Matthew Pessor said, hey, look at the scoreboard. We got guys that can make plays behind you. Make one pitch, get a ground ball, and let's get in the dugout.
Check swing, fouls it off.
Because in a game like this, that's really all you say to the pitcher. You don't need to get into anything. He's in a groove. Okay, he gave up a hit, then he hit a guy. You go out there and just say, hey, look, take a deep breath, refocus, let it put it in play, let our guys make a play behind you. Well, there's the difference right there.
Yeah, that's kind of been this. If you were to kind of do a story of the game, it's been that. The runners in scoring position and 2 out hitting.
And once again, you can't overswing here. You play right into the pitcher's hands if you try to overswing and you roll over one.
That ball's foul up the third base side. Ball, 2 strikes, first and second for LSU. They need some runs here, and a swing and a miss. How about Jack Myers?
Yeah, he tried to pull off a slider, and just the swing was too big for what he was trying to do.
Well, after the strikeout, now he will face Braden Jobert, who has really kind of been the only one to figure out Myers. Here was the 2-run home run he had in the 3rd inning, and he knew it right off the bat.
Yeah, he knew it off the bat. There's the bat flip, and Myers knew it too. He saw the reaction. He left the pitch up, and it made him pay. And that seems like that was a long time ago.
Yeah, it sure does. Swinging at the first pitch, popping it up on the infield. And a little bit an exciting play there that probably should have been handled a bit easier, but just when it looked like LSU had some life, there's Jack Myers with a strikeout and a pop out.
I've travelled all over, telling folks they could save by bundling home and car insurance. But here's the real secret: eye contact. We just had a moment.
Geico.
Here, have a Triscuit.
Bring on the zest with fire-roasted tomato and olive oil. Bring it with Triscuit.
There's a different way to treat HIV. It's every other month injectable Cabenuva. For adults who are undetectable, Cabenuva is the only complete HIV treatment you can get every other month.
Cabenuva helps keep me undetectable. It's 2 injections given by my healthcare provider every other month.
It's one less thing to think about while traveling.
HIV pills aren't on my mind. A quick change in my plans is no big deal.
Don't receive Cabenuva if you're allergic to its ingredients or taking certain medicines which may interact with Cabenuva. Serious side effects include allergic reactions, post-injection reactions, liver problems, and depression. If you have a rash and other allergic reaction symptoms, stop Cabenuva and get medical help right away. Tell your doctor if you have liver problems or mental health concerns, and if you are pregnant, breastfeeding, or considering pregnancy. Some of the most common side effects include injection site reactions, fever, and tiredness. If you switch to Cabenuva, attend all treatment appointments.
Every other month, and I'm good to go.
Ask your doctor about every other month Cabenuva.
This is Squeeze Play, where we bring you the best moments of all the games throughout the 16 different regional sites.
Let's get quadratic. I think the goggles and the mohawk is a good look. People are leaving the yard. We're going deep sauce today.
You can find Squeeze Play on the ESPN app. The best way to watch the NCAA tournament.
Well, they sure have a lot of fun over there on Squeeze Play. That is where you can find whip-around coverage throughout all 16 regional sites. I know I have it on throughout our entire game, so we can keep an eye on what's going on throughout the rest of the country. And, well, you should too, because Matt Schick, Mike Rooney, we've got Berkey in there this year as well. It's a really solid crew. We'll keep you up to date.
Like the goggles
Yeah.
Mohawk look. Well, that's because I think he invented that years ago when he was a player at Notre Dame.
Well, you had a pretty good Mohawk back in the day, Nick.
Yeah, right.
Tyler Simon to lead it off, and once again going the other way. This time foul, though.
I like his approach, though. See, here he is. He takes a pitch right over the middle of the plate that's hanging. He hits it and pulls it for a home run. But then they've made the adjustment on him and said, okay, we're not going to do that again. We're going to pitch him away. And because he's a veteran guy, he knows how to hit. He makes the adjustment, and he's going up like he did last time up.
Devin Fontenot has done his job since coming into the game. Now 2 2/3 with 4 strikeouts, and he's only allowed a hit.
Oh my goodness, Josh Hatcher and Tyler Simon made back-to-back outs. That's news.
I wonder how many times that's happened throughout the course of the season. Probably not too many.
Fontenot struck them both out.
Fontenot has struck out 3 in a row. And here is Corbin, and he swings through one right down the middle.
You always wonder when a team like Kennsaw State, they're going to play a team from the SEC, and are you going to be intimidated? Are you going to be fired up? Are you going to be motivated? That kind of thing, because you see teams react differently. Like for instance today, Auburn beats Southeast Louisiana 17-4. VCU beats Georgia 8-1. So there's the spectrum right there. Arkansas beats Grand Canyon pretty handily 7-1, but San Diego beats Vandy 3-2.
Yeah, the SEC has struggled a little bit in the first round here, the first games. Like you said, the
Georgia
Vandy
game's
lost,
still
Georgia.
going.
Yeah,
the Georgia game's still going, but it's late and it's 8-1 VCU.
Right. Corbin grounds one foul.
But like I was saying, Sam, when these teams play teams from the SEC, and look, everybody knows the SEC and the history, and that's you want to play those guys because the SEC sends all these teams to the College World Series every year. And look, I played in the SEC. I'm partial, obviously, but teams like Kennesaw State, they're going to come in here and say, hey, look, we're motivated. We're going to show you that we can handle this. And they're certainly doing it up till now.
Well, I mean, look, we talked about it. The last time that Kennesaw State was in a regional, 2014, and they won it. It was hosted by Florida State.
Yep.
Florida State went 2-0 in that regional. Kennesaw State lost to Alabama on Sunday, which forced Game 7 on Monday, which Kennesaw State won 4-2.
And they ended up losing in the Louisville Super Regional that year.
0-2. Wow, how about Fontenot? 4 in a row. Yeah, so we're talking about, here's a couple of today's headlines. Florida State holding on against a good UCLA team. Campbell, who hits a ton of home runs. Zach Neto is going to be a high draft pick on that team. Powers past Georgia Tech, and Kevin Parada is also going to be a high draft pick. East Carolina dominating Coppin State 17-1, and then, like you said, Auburn, a school record 7 long balls in their game today.
Yeah, but hats off to Coppin State for just getting in. I mean, here's a team that a couple of years, not that long ago, only won 2 games the entire year. Great turnaround.
Yeah, Bryson Worrell's been there, seemingly for 10 years. But East Carolina's got something to prove here. They They have been trying and trying to make it to the College World Series. Just haven't been able to get over that hump. One to Cash, fouled off the mask of Manis back there.
You know, a couple of things. You know, Fontenot pitching really good, I think, is the real point here. But when you jump out to a big lead and the other team doesn't